I'll just zoom into this. I decided to put a light blue undertone on this painting. I just put it on just now. So you could put this on a little lighter if you want. I kind of put it on pretty heavy, but the last couple days I tried a gray undertone. Now I'm going to try blue, and I think it'll be good for a landscape. I left one of my good fan brushes uncleaned. My Robert Simmons, the one I like, the one I like for evergreen trees. I left all the paint on there, so I'm having to clean it. I had to separate all the bristles. It's still, and I'm letting it soak in some water. Then I'm going to scrub it with a Brillo pad, and hopefully I can revive that brush, but I won't be able to use it on this painting. So at Michael's, I went in the clearance aisle, man, and found this is Artist Loft. It's level 3. It's pretty good. It's normally $10. These were on sale for 5. Uh, I think I got the yellow ochre for $2. But that's the kind of deal you could get when you go down the clearance aisle at Michael's. So the aisle's kind of hidden. It doesn't like direct you to that aisle. You just got to kind of find it. All right, so I think I'm going to lay something out here. I also left a little paint on my, where is it? I think it's back here, the smaller fan brush. Yeah, here it is. Still by the sink. This one wasn't too bad. I was able to salvage this one. So I got a light blue. I actually used some of that blue I just showed you. So I got a mixture of Utrex and some of this Artist Loft. This is just brilliant blue up here with a little white. I did put a little purple in some of the places in red. You can kind of see it gets a little darker there. I tried to match this blue up with a picture of the sky. I went and did like what I was telling you guys to do, take a picture of the sky, but I couldn't get the blue to match up with my photo, so I gave up. So let's see. Today, I think I'm going to offset this mountain. I'm going to lay it out in a burnt umber. I'll offset this mountain over here. And then we'll have some distant mountains over here in the back. Maybe this will start coming forward here. So we'll bring this guy to the front. This will be the main peak right in the middle. This tall one will be kind of buried behind this one. Just like that. Maybe I'll have another peak in here somewhere, but I start bringing this groundwork down at an angle like this. And that way I can put a cool hill over here. This might work out good because I got blue down here. Whatever I don't put down for ground, maybe I can run a river from back here. Let's see if that works. We'll have a river come in. Yeah, that'll work. All right, there's my layout, really simple. Uh, we'll have a hill here. Green hill. So I'm thinking the blue underpaint's going to work out fairly well. I could be wrong. I'm going to put a little I got Payne's gray. I'm going to mix a little white in it. Or white with a little Payne's gray in the white. What I'm thinking, I want to mix some gray into the sky up here. I've got a little blue left. Try and lighten up the bottom here. It's titanium white. I'm having to use the Artist Loft white. I haven't made a trip to Dick Blick's yet to get some more Utrex. But I decided I think I'm going to try another brand. I'll take a look when I go down to the art store and maybe try another acrylic paint. Start testing them out, see which one is the best for landscapes. There we go. It's a nice, I got some gray up in there. Let's see how that looks in the frame. Yeah, see how I made it look a little different. This was the color of the blue before I did the sky. So doesn't that look good? Changed up the sky a bit. This was what it looked like before I got going. So I used some of that light gray for these distant mountains back here. This almost looks like it's on the scale, the gray scale, it looks like a 5. But I'll check it out for you. It's almost got some red in it. I may have some red on my brush. Now it's about a value 4. So it needs to be, probably going to need to be lighter. I'll show you how to lighten that up once once I get all the rest of the paint in. I'm going to put all my colors in first, and then I'll lighten up those distant mountains there. This is Payne's Gray. It's got a mixture of that and Payne's Gray. I'm just trying to get a dark, any kind of dark gray up there. I'm not wiping my brush off. I'm just grabbing paint right now using the same brush. It's a filbert brush. Just laying in some more underpaint. Not sure. I might put another peak in here. We'll see. But I definitely want this in front, and then this one, that one in the back. So that looks pretty good. I'm gonna grab a little titanium white now and put it down here. Maybe get some cool stuff going on down here. Now, since we got blue underpaint, you don't really have to cover very well. You don't have to cover perfectly, because you can see some of the blue coming through on the mountain here. So don't worry about putting on your paint really heavy, is what I'm saying. Let's see how this hill's going to come out. I'm going to make this green here. And I'll have it lighter up here and maybe getting a little darker as it comes down. I want to have the water coming around here somewhere. So I got a very light green. Today I just used brilliant blue and yellow. I mean, there's nothing special about the blue or the yellow. It's just basic blue and yellow mixture to get this green. It had more yellow than blue to get it this green. I've got a medium green in the middle. I want to kind of darken up the bottom of this hill with the darker green here. I'm wetting my brush as I go a little bit. Don't worry about getting everything filled in right now. This is still, I still consider this underpaint, because I'm gonna go over it some more with other colors. Let me try lightening up this green, see what it does. Put a few shadows in here. So it looks like the hills coming down this way. Alright, that looks good. I think I'm going to keep the green over here as well. I don't know why. I'd usually put maybe yellow ochre over there, but let's just have green hills today. It's the same mixture as that over there. I'm going to lighten this one up pretty good because this one's pretty far back in the distance. Just like that. Very good. I think today I'll pop maybe some trees back here at the bottom of the mountain. I'm going to mix a little white and burnt umber. Get a light brown color. And put it down here at the bottom of the mountain. Just to see what it does. Not bad. See how with the underpaint, you already got some blue water going there. If you want to make that water, you don't have to make it water if you don't want. It kind of look cool, a river coming down here, and then it's going to be, I'll have to hide it behind this hill that I put here. I put this hill in the front, and then the river is going to go behind this hill and disappear. It's kind of cool. So I'm going to make this hill mixture of yellow ochre and my burnt umber. Burnt umber and yellow ochre. I think I want to extend it all the way down here. Make this whole bottom side dark. You don't have to fill it in all the way. See how some of the blue's showing through? This patch here, I think I'm going to make that, I have a dark green, and I'll put this green in here. Right on the river's edge there. Alright, so there's the river coming around like that. Looks pretty good. Really simple layout. Get a little better shot here for you. I think that looks good. So my clouds, I put I'm going to do knife work on my mountains today. Uh, I've been using the brush on the mountains for the last month, so now it's time to bring the knife in, okay? It, uh, it really makes the mountain look cool. Now the clouds, there's so many different ways to do clouds, but I kind of like when they look free and just, you just throw them up there. Uh, throw them up there without thinking about it. It's nice to have some kind of design, like maybe they're blowing up, so it has some kind of. Let's do that. Let's have everything blowing up to this corner, so the clouds are going this way, mountains coming down this way, rivers coming this way. So I'm going to start with some loose clouds down here. Try not to get your brush too wet when you put these clouds up here. This brush, I might have to switch to another one. It's not as soft as I want it to be, so let's run these clouds kind of up to the corner. Just grab your brush and pull them up into this area this way. And down that way there. Very good. I like that. Let's put a few little tiny ones in here. Really small. Very good. I'm gonna put some shadow now on the bottom of these clouds, and then I'll try and blend it in if I can get to it quick enough. So I'm going to use the gray. You just need a little bit of gray. I'm using this gray that I used for the mountains, and I'm going to put some gray at the very bottom of these clouds. Just a little. You just got to get your brush a little wet, okay? And put the gray where you think the bottom of the clouds are. Doesn't have to be perfect. If you have to wet your brush a little, go ahead and do it. You just want to get some shadows on the bottom of some of these clouds, okay? It's going to give the cloud some dimension. It doesn't have to be a lot. Just just a little goes a long way. Okay. Even on these small ones, just hit the very bottom, those small ones. Now wipe your brush off, clean it, wipe it on a paper towel or something. This brush, it's not as soft. But anyway, come up in here and lightly get a blend on the clouds. Just kind of where you hit the gray. Oops, sorry. And get a little blend on the clouds. You can still pull them if it's wet and shape them. Like if you want to shape this cloud a little more and bring some color out, go ahead and do it. See that? Just like that. You can still play around with your clouds, but lightly blend it. And then put some color in this corner, just the white that's on your brush. It'll look like distant clouds back there. See that? Now this one I'm going to kind of pull it to the left a little, just to make it look a little different. Just like that. That's all you got to do. Let me see how that looks. Wow, that's a pretty cool sky. There we go. I got to move the camera. It's kind of in the way of my foot. All right, let's do the mountain now. I'm going to use this kind of knife, okay? And I'm going to put the light coming in from the right. So on my white, I'm going to grab a little bit of this gray and put it in a little bit into the white, just a touch. So that the white isn't so bright. Even if you get a little blue in there, there's actually a little blue getting in there. But just dull the white down with a little bit of that gray. It's probably going to end up being like a value 9 or value 8 on the grayscale. Okay, it's still going to look white to you, but it's actually got some gray in it. Now I'm gonna put some color up here and shape my mountain. I'm gonna kind of let some of the paint break. Just get a little roll on your blade and start on the right side and pull it down and then to the right. because the mountain's going to flatten down. It's going to flatten out down here, okay? And then you can come up in here and shape your mountain a little bit. Like maybe the light's hitting more on the whole side of the mountain. The light's turned more this way in front of us. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? You can work this color all the way down. Let it break so you have some dark color underneath, okay? I wanted it to fall like it's falling down this way. Look at that. You see some of the blue poking through there, the underpaint. Let's see if it shows up on there. Yeah. See? Doesn't that look cool? All right, now I'm going to mix some blue and white and do the shadow side of the mountain. Very light blue, okay? Very light blue. Wherever you have white, let's pull some of this blue down. Let it break as well, like, but on the edge, go ahead and hit the edge pretty good, so it shows you where the mountain is. This mountain I want in front, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring the blue down just a little more here, like this. In front of that mountain, okay? Just like that, because I want it to bury that mountain. And I'm going to bury this mountain, so I'm going to push it back, but you don't have to cover all the gray. That way our mountain's going to have multiple, it's going to have a lot of different colors, okay? This one I'm just going to barely hit it. I'm going to leave that one pretty dark. Look at that. Let's see if that looks all right. Yeah, looks all right. I'm going to cut fill this in here so it looks like this mountain's in front of that other one. Just like that. You can make your blue a little darker for this one in the front, and you can bring it down this edge here so it stands out over that one in the back, okay? Look at that. Now what I'm going to do is everywhere I put some white, I'm going to put a touch of blue down in here. Create some ledges. Good enough. Now I'm going to do the my snow mist, my mist down here. So I get a clean brush and I'll wet it a little bit and just get a little white on my brush, and I'm going to scum it in down here at the bottom of the mountain. Just a little bit. Just like that. It's going to look like a cloud in front of the mountain there, or mist. Look at that. Wow, that looks amazing. I really like that. Maybe these will have to be a little lighter. I don't know yet. Let me look in the frame here. I don't have much room in here today for some reason. Yeah, I think if I lightened up those, if I lightened up the back mountains, it would look a lot further back. So this doesn't look right here. If you notice the green, see how water looks like it's running uphill? So I'm going to grab some of this light green again, and I'm going to come straight across with it here. Just like that. So basically the river is going to disappear behind this mountain here. And get a little white again. And hit the top of this hill again. Some white. Very good. I'm going to lighten up some of the grass back here again. What the white does, you just paint it into the green, and it's going to soak into the green, okay? And then it'll turn to a light green. Look at that. Looks pretty good. All right, it's time for some trees. I'm gonna put some evergreen trees back here, and I'm gonna put it in with the dark green I have. I mixed regular blue, believe it or not. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come over here with some trees. Just use the corner of your brush right now. Come below your clouds a little bit. And I'm going to stamp in some color here, design some trees coming across. Now, with the corner of your brush, pull straight up while it's wet. Just really small, okay? Put a little paint on your brush and hit the top of that paint. Just pull up with the corner of the brush. You got to get it while it's wet. If it dries on you, just put a little more paint down like this and then hit it with the corner. Pull it up pretty much everywhere so it looks like distant trees there, okay? Try and get some different heights on it. Just like that. Now rinse your brush off in water and then wipe it on a paper towel and come at the bottom very carefully and pull to the left, just at the bottom of your tree line. Pull some color to the left, straight across. Now let's pull some of this dark color out a little more into the green. Create some shadows out here. See that? Just like that. We got distant trees back there. That looks pretty good. You can work this a little more to make it look a little better. I kind of hurried up. I'm going to leave it dark. I really like, you know, you could make them, I might glaze it with a light white at the end. It'll make those a little lighter. But for now, for the video, I'm going to keep them dark so you can see them. So you can see how I put them in. Let's put some trees on this hill now. We could do different kind of trees here. Let's do regular, like round trees up here. Might have to get the filbert brush, but I'm going to try and make this brush work. And then pull to the right at the bottom, just at the bottom. See that? Doesn't that look like cool trees? Don't try and make them perfectly round. When you use a filbert brush, they kind of come out looking round, but with the fan brush, you can get different shapes. Let's keep coming down and make some cool different types of tree tops here. And then at the bottom, pull it to the right. You can pull some of this color into the green to make some different shadows, okay, in the grass. Don't those look like cool trees? Like I said, don't try and make them perfectly round. Let your fan brush create the tops of them. All right, that looks good. I kind of like that. I'm going to glaze all this green to get some different colors in there. Pretty good. I really like that. I'm going to go ahead and glaze this so I can put a tree over here. I'm going to grab a soft brush and a filbert brush and wipe it off. It's kind of wet. And I'm going to grab some yellow, just a little yellow, and make it run like watercolor on your palette. Let's hit it down here first. This side's drier, so watch, I'm going to glaze some of this yellow underneath the trees here. Just underneath the trees. We'll let that soak in. You're going to see how it looks yellow, but it's going to turn green here in a second. Let's glaze this the same way underneath the shadows, though. Try and keep the shadows in there. Glaze some yellow into this grass. It's better to do it when it's dry. It doesn't take that long to dry, because then it leaves the dark in there, okay? But you can do it while it's a little wet. Look at that. Glaze that yellow in there. Let's see how it looks. Wow. See how it's changing here? Watch it. It still looks yellow here, but why? It'll change here in a little bit. Let me put a tree over here now. I'm going to see if my Robert Simmons brush works, even though it's still a little dirty. Still got, I separated all the, yeah, it's still coming off the paint, so that's good. I'm going to go ahead and use it. Let me put some bushes here real quick. Some cool bushes here. Kind of gonna round them down here a little bit. And then pull a little bit to the left at the bottom. When you pull the paint like this, it helps create some ground there at the bottom. You just don't want to leave a hard edge down there. All right, let's pop a tree in here. Probably going to put a whole row of them, so I'm going to put one really close to the edge here. And I'm probably going to make it kind of fill it in pretty good so I can highlight it. Put a lot of big branches on it so I can highlight it with a lighter color. Let's do another one. I'm going to do quite a few of them, so hang in there. I'm going to try and make them all look a little different. Separate them more and maybe put some things in between them. We'll see. But look at that. You see how easy it is to make these evergreen trees? That's why I make them. Put the trunk in, use the corner, stay small up here, and just press the color in, or you can actually swipe it, brush it on if you want, okay? Whatever way you're used to doing it. So, like if you want to paint it on, you can. But with the corner, I'm just touching it. I'm just letting the brush do the work, create the branches. Okay. Look at that. Doesn't that look amazing? See how when I pulled the bottom out, it helps create the terrain as well. So you can dictate your hill by pulling the color and dragging it either down or sideways. It's going to tell you which way the terrain's going, okay? Very good. It's looking pretty good. I like doing these types of trees. That's why I do them a lot. So I can already see I want to have some over here. So let's make these different. I'm just going to stay on the trunk and tap right on my middle of my trunk. They just get wider at the bottom. Tap small and then just get wider at the bottom. This is more like a fir tree here. Christmas tree. Since we got Christmas coming up, if you celebrate Christmas. So I'm making these trees smaller because this hill could be farther away. Because so you don't want to make these trees too bigger than what's here. You want to keep them smaller, okay? So let's put one closer here, so it just doesn't look like so it looks more like nature. All right, very good. This is looking pretty good. Now very loosely down here on this side of the river, let's take your brush, use the same color, and let's push in some small bushes down on the edge of the river down here, okay? Just keep them small. It'll look like bushes. And you can even line this part of the river with them, going back. And then pull the bottom straight. Just like that. Ba-da-ba. It's looking pretty good. Make these a little bigger. You can even make these trees over here if you wanted. just like that. I'm liking it pretty good. I take my fan brush, clean it off, and put a little white on it, and just a little white while it's on a wet brush, and pull a little white down the top of that hill and underneath some of this dark color, just to shape the mountain or the hill. It's going to soak in and change color. So all right guys, I kind of like this one. I like the way the mountain came out. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use this color, which was the darkest green I had. Okay, I'm going to mix this gray in it and create a shadow color or a highlight color. Basically what you do, this is the green I was using to make the trees. Okay, just grab a little bit of this gray, might have to mix them up. Grab a little bit of the gray, mix some white and Payne's gray together, put it in your green, see that? Just get a lighter color. I'm going to use this to highlight these trees now. So I'm just going to do it on the right side. Our light's coming from here. So imagine the sun's just hitting on this side of the tree, okay? And so just put this color where you think the light's hitting. Basically everything on the right side of the trunk, and just hit the top part of the branch if you can. Create some new leaves in there as well, okay? See that? Let me make sure it's showing up. I'll zoom into it so you can see it. I call that putting on a dress. We're going to put a dress on this tree here, and I'm going to lighten it up a little more so you can see it. I'm adding a little white to it now, and I'm going to use the corner and stamp on my branches very lightly and small. Put a little, we'll put a dress on these trees. Try and do them really small. See that? It takes practice. But even if you filled it in a lot, it'll still look good, okay? Because you're just making the half of the tree lighter, and it's going to give the tree some dimension now, okay? Bring that dress all the way down on this one. See that? Look at that. I really like that, man. That's how you highlight your evergreen trees, okay? Now I'm going to do those 4 trees down at the bottom. I'm going to lighten it up a little more because they're further away. And just going to come down the right side. These you don't have to be so careful about making the branches perfect because they're far away. You can just actually put a small amount of color on the tree and it'll look okay. You know what I mean? So you're not worried about individual branches on these here. Just put the color on the right side on those down there. All right, looks pretty good. I'm going to show you how to put some bushes down here real quick with the same color. Start down low here and tap some color across like that. Then get a little higher. Tap some color across there. A little higher. And then up here. It's going to create some like bushes in front of the tree, okay? I don't have enough dark here. I guess I can put a few bushes out here. See that? Just by putting some color down there. Looks pretty good. All right, guys. Let me see where I'm at. 62 minutes. I think I'm going to end the video. And I'll work some more on it. And I'll put the final product on a post, okay? Put some birds up here. Practice your birds. It takes, you got to get the right consistency of water and paint going for it to work good. Sometimes you get lucky, it works right away, and you can make 5 or 6 birds with one brush full like this. See? Sometimes it's a pain in the butt, but then you can make some twigs down here. This one was kind of dark, but I'll probably lighten it up. Pull some twigs up in between your trees and stuff. I'm still going to work, see how it kind of turned green back there. I'll probably glaze these trees back here with a white with a soft brush, and it'll lighten them up, okay? These two, to make them look further back. I like the way this came out. I didn't get to finish the water, but you'll have to see it on the post, because it's already over an hour. So look at that, on the fly. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and cheers.